The Life of Charlotte Corday. Hi, my name is Charlotte Corday. This is the story of my life and my beliefs. I was born in Langarius, Normandy on July 27th of 1768. My parents are Charlotte Jacqueline Marie de Cotier d'Armont, and my father was Jacques Francis de Corday d'Armont. I had 3 other siblings. My older sister and my mother both died from a high fever. My father had an abundance of grief from my mother and sister's death. He then decided to send me and my sister to Abbey Ox Dames Convent in Caen. I had a happy childhood raised by my impoverished aristocrat parents that were allies of the Girondins. At this time in my life, I gathered the best resource to make an educated decision in my political stance: information. While attending the convent, I had lots of times to study politics, listen to speeches, and learn further about each side of the revolution. At my time, there were the Royalists that wanted to keep the monarchy of the kings and queens in full control. Jacobins, the most radical group of all, wanted the monarchy to have no power and instead give the power to the majority of the people in France, the poor. There were also the Girondins, also known as Bristons, that wanted a revolution, but wanted it to be slower and less radical. While I continued my studies of politics at the convent, I came to become a Girondin sympathizer. After 1791, I moved in with my cousin, continuing my studies and further cementing my support in Girondin's cause. I came so close with my cousin that soon after living with her, she gave me her inheritance to her estate. With my growing knowledge of the revolution during my time in Caen, I still struggled to see all sides of the story. I still possessed a narrow vision when it came to views. Growing up in a noble family that was allies of fellow Girondins and an anti-revolutionaries, my views were biased. This was one of the most crucial times in my life, as I was creating concrete opinions on the French Revolution. A year after I moved in with my cousin, the September Massacre took place, on the 2nd to 4th of September in 1792. This also marked one of the turning points in the Reign of Terror. For a backstory, the Jacobins at the time had control over almost all of France and believed that in Paris the Royalists would attack and convert their people, in particular the prison inmates. With this assumption, the Jacobins decided to storm the prison and kill all inmates and guards so they couldn't be turned against them. In total, around 1,100 to 1,600 inmates and guards were killed. When I heard of the events that took place, I knew what had to be done. I was confident and believed that Marat was the main leader and turning point for the massacre. I was angry, passionate, and determined. I was going to kill Marat and end the Reign of Terror. I was now more sure than ever on what I believed in. I was willing to do anything for my beliefs and decided it was necessary to assassinate Jean-Paul Marat. I planned to kill him on July 14th at the Bastille Day Parade, although it was cancelled. So, I had to move my plans to July 13th. On July 9th, I moved to Paris, leaving my cousin to go execute my plans of killing Marat. I left Caen with a copy of Petrarch's Parallel Lives, a series of 48 biographies of famous men arranged in tandem. I convinced Marat in a letter that I was leaving my ideals of Girondins and beliefs to join him on his mission of the Jacobins, and gained a meeting with Marat to take place at his home in Paris. Before attending the meeting, I bought a 15-centimeter kitchen knife that would soon become my murder weapon. During our meeting, we met in his bathroom, as he had seborrheic dermatitis, a fungal infection causing his skin to be extremely itchy and uncomfortable. Due to this, he found the most comfort completing his work in the bathtub. During my meeting with Marat, I quickly took the knife out from under my dress and stabbed Marat directly in the heart. He then cried out, Aidez-moi, ma chère amie. Translates to, help me, my dear friend. He died minutes later. I had done it. I killed Marat and accomplished my life's work. I now stand in my courtroom, fully prepared and ready to die for my cause. As I stood in the courtroom for the third and final time, with dead Jean Marat between the judges and I, all I ask is to be drawn one last time. I read aloud a speech, making sure that everyone knew I had premeditated the murder. I addressed the letter to my papa, my only parent left. It read, Please forgive me, my dear papa, for having disposed of my existence without your permission. I have avenged many innocent victims. I have prevented many other disasters. The people, one day disillusioned, will rejoice in being delivered from a tyrant. If I tried to persuade you that I was passing through England, it was because I hoped to keep it incognito, but recognized the impossibility. I hope you will not be tormented. In any case, I believe that you would have defenders in Caen. I took Gustave Tasset as a defender. Such an attack allows no defense. It's for the foreign. Goodbye, my dear papa. Please forget me, or rather rejoice in my fate, for the cause is good. I kiss my sister, whom I love with all my heart, as well as all my parents. Do not forget this verse by Corneille. Crime is a shame, not the scaffold. It is tomorrow at 8 o'clock that I am judged, this July 16th. I was sentenced to death by guillotine for the very next day, July 17th, just 4 days after I killed Marat. On July 17th, as I stood there seconds away from being dead, all I could think was, I killed one to save thousands. At that, I was then killed for my actions and forever known as Charlotte Corday, the murderer of Jean Marat. Works cited listed in MLA format. Thank you for watching.